live watch-along for Rocky Hernandez versus Thomas Mattice. On my own for this one tonight, but it should be a fun one regardless. Men entering the ring now. Rocky just coming in. Thomas Mattice was in the ring previously. Obviously, Eduardo Rocky Hernandez, 35 and 2, 26 years old. 32 of those 35 by KO. Remember for that spectacular fight in Mexico against Oshaki Foster. Mattice, 22 and 3, 17 knockouts, never been stopped himself. So this should be a really fun fight. Obviously kicking off Mexican Independence Day weekend. Both men in the ring now. We'll see how this one goes out, but I'm predicting a very, very fun fight for this one. Let us know in the chat, obviously, your predictions for this one. As David Diamante does the introductions. Just love these little intimate Mexican venues that they do these fights, and you just know you're going to get a big fight, an absolute war incoming. Intro's well underway now, so it should be underway momentarily for Rocky Hernandez and Thomas Mattice. Should be an absolute war. It's for the WBA Continental Americas Super Featherweight Championship. Rocky probably going to be in line for another shot at a World Championship if he can get the victory here against a very tough Thomas Mattice, who's obviously never been stopped previously. Let me know your thoughts in the chat, guys. Obviously, what your predictions are. We'll keep an eye on the scoring for the fight also. Doesn't look to be too many people in the crowd, unfortunately. Don't know whether a lot of people have gone over for the Canelo Alvarez fight, but that's a shame. Mattice being introduced now. 22 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw, 17 KOs, so plenty of power coming from Thomas Mattice. And now for Eduardo Rocky Hernandez for his introduction. Then we're going to be underway in this absolute barn burner. Plenty of entourage for Rocky Hernandez here in this one. Obviously now signed to Matchroom Sport, who've made a big investment over in Mexico. So, a bit of pressure on Rocky to go out there and show out tonight, especially headlining. Especially if he has world title ambitions. He's only 26 years old, so he can definitely still be a factor in the super featherweight division. But here we go, about to be underway in what promises to be a fantastic fight. Here we go, Hernandez versus Mattice. We are underway. Hernandez looks focused early on. Mattice looks in great shape. Rocky Hernandez looking like he's just taking the moment in, looking like he doesn't want to do anything too silly early in this fight. Rocky taking the center of the ring early. Mattice popping out a few jabs. Some solid jabs by Thomas Mattice in the first round so far. So Rocky looks like he wants to walk him down. Mattice looks like he's kind of happy to box on the back foot through the first minute or so here. Don't know if that'll be a feature of the fight or whether it won't be, but both men looking to establish their jabs early on. Wild left hook by Mattice that misses by a long way. Rocky has him on the ropes. Landed a few nice shots to the body. Rocky swinging wildly, missing by quite a way with Mattice backed up against the ropes, but coming up under a minute now in the first round. Not too much going on so far, but Rocky Hernandez taking the center of the ring. Mattice happy to sit on the ropes, cover up, probably get a feel for the Rocky Hernandez power. We know that's most definitely there. Sneaky right hand to the body by Hernandez too. Rocky Hernandez landed a few good body shots. Coming up towards the end of the first round, Mattice hasn't really offered too much so far. It's more Rocky on the front foot. So yeah, as we get towards the end of the first round, I think it's a clear 10-9 for Rocky. Not that he landed anything really meaningful or not just yet, but he's offered a lot more than Thomas Mattice did in the first round, but I'm expecting to see more from him as the fight goes. So yeah, that's the first round in the books. That's 10-9 to Eduardo Rocky Hernandez for me. But again, Mattice probably just wanted to feel that Rocky Hernandez power in the first round. You know, neither men didn't overly much, should I say, in the first round. We see that in a lot of these fights anyway. They want to get a feel for what's coming back from the other person. Let me know how you're scoring it, guys, as it goes. I would expect a war to be breaking out at some point within 3 or 4 rounds here. I can't see there being a lack of action for too long in this fight, especially stylistically as the matchup comes. You know, Rocky will want to be putting on a performance, especially, you know, kicking off Mexican Independence Day weekend. This is a big occasion for him, especially signing with Matchroom as well. So round two's underway. Ooh, nice little short left hook by Rocky Hernandez. Mattice misses with a wild right. Both men starting to load up a little bit more with their shots now. Mattice sitting on those ropes again. He's going to sit on those ropes all night. It could be a long night for him, especially when Rocky starts working those body shots. Oh, lovely right hand over the top by Rocky Hernandez. Starting to open up a little bit now. Mattice sitting on the ropes still. Mattice with a very high guard, so it's proven a little bit difficult for Rocky to break him down so far. But again, the more Mattice kind of opens up, I would say the holes will be there. Rocky gaining a bit more momentum and confidence so far in the second round. Beautiful uppercut on the ropes. Mattice laughing at him, nodding at him. That usually means that it's caught his attention. Mattice deciding to throw back now rather than sit on the back foot. He's trying to assert a little bit of authority. I think that uppercut from Rocky kind of woke him up a bit. Now he's back on the ropes again. Rocky with a nice left hook to the body. Ooh, just missed with the right hand over the top, Rocky. It's a big shot loaded up. Rocky coming out with mean intentions here in the second round. Mattice holding up well so far. But definitely buzzed him with that uppercut. Rocky swinging for the fences, loaded up with a huge right hand, but Mattice could see that one coming quite easily. Ooh, Rocky's getting very close to some of these big power shots. If any of these land, it's going to be trouble for Mattice. And he's sitting on the ropes again. Doesn't look overly comfortable in there. Thomas Mattice is the end of the second round. For me, comfortably 2018, 2-0 for Rocky Hernandez. Let me know what you guys think. I have a couple of you on the watch along, so thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. Try and keep you up to date as we can as the fight goes. Story of the fight so far, Rocky has been holding the center of the ring. He's the one coming forward. Mattice has been sat on the ropes a little bit. He's kind of just waiting for Rocky to come in and probably trying to pick him off with counters, but he hasn't really been countering too much so far through 2 rounds. Rocky landed a really nice uppercut there in round 2. They've just shown on a replay. Mattice hasn't landed anything really of note yet. So I'm expecting him to maybe open up a little bit over the next couple of rounds, or else he's just going to be 3, 4, 5 rounds down before the fight's even really got going. So yeah, Thomas Mattice probably needs to start fighting fire with fire a little bit sooner. So round 3 is underway in this one. 130-pound version of the WBA Continental Americas title on the line. Winner probably is going to be in line for a world title shot here. Rocky Hernandez looking really confident. Mattice trying to box more off the back foot. Caught Rocky with a lovely shot coming in there. And Mattice, as expected, has started to open up a little bit more in this third. Probably got the advice from his corner that he's definitely 2 rounds down. Lovely left hook by Rocky Hernandez. Did it buzz Mattice? Not quite, maybe, but again, nodded his head there for that one, so you know that got his attention. Rocky Hernandez, 32 knockouts in 35 victories. The guy can punch. Much younger and fresher than Mattice as well. You got a 26-year-old versus a 34-year-old, I think Mattice is. A little bit reckless there by Mattice, a little lunge in. Doesn't look overly comfortable. Good body shot by Mattice, left hook. Rocky took it well. Halfway through round 3 of 12 here. I don't expect it to go the full 12, but you just don't know. Mattice looks like he's got a very solid chin. Rocky's obviously a huge puncher, but we've seen him stopped a couple of times himself, so you just never know. Again, Mattice sat on the ropes here. So we're approaching a minute to go in the second round. Rocky throwing some uppercuts. Mattice trying to throw back though, this time off the ropes. He's not just sat there taking it this time. He is trying to throw a little bit more heat of his own. Yeah, little pot shot left hook there by Thomas Mattice off the ropes. Rocky still walking forward, holding the center of that ring though, looking to throw with mean intentions. Yeah, thanks Uncle L for tuning in. Appreciate it. Mattice always starts slow, go the distance. Yeah, I know he's a tough cookie, Mattice. He's never been stopped, so it would be a bit of a statement from Rocky to get him out of there. But yeah, Rocky hits very hard, so we'll see. I'm not too sure if it'll go the distance or whether it won't, but I do know that Mattice needs to get off the ropes, though. He needs to stop sitting on those ropes. Although he hasn't really been hurt or tagged with anything major yet by Rocky, he doesn't look overly comfortable. It's 3-0 to Rocky Hernandez in my books. Let me know how you score in the fight so far. But yeah, Rocky's in complete control for me so far. I hope Mattice isn't here to survive. I hope he's here to try and win rather than go to 12 rounds. We've got former champion Miguel Burchell on the screen as well. But yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more from Thomas Mattice in the next couple of rounds. You know, for me, I don't know how everyone else is scoring it, but it's pretty easy to score so far. It's 30-27 so 3 rounds to 0 for me for Rocky Hernandez, who's just holding the center of the ring. He's throwing more volume. You know, everything that leads to winning rounds he's doing. He's not doing it at any real pace. There's no massive pace to the fight. He's just doing it at his own kind of will at the moment. So I'd like to see a little bit more from Thomas Mattice here over the next few rounds, because the way the fight's shaping up, I agree with Uncle L's probably going to be a Hernandez decision unless Mattice opens up and starts to leave some gaps and maybe go for it himself, because Rocky can be hurt. We've seen him stopped. We've seen him stopped in a round actually previously as well. So you know, it's been caught cold before. Always a good left hook on the ropes there. Rocky throwing some nice shots here. Good right hand over the top by Rocky Hernandez. Inside 2 minutes now of the 4th round. I'd just like to see Mattice try and hold the center of that ring a little bit more. I think if he can do that, at least try and push Rocky back the tiniest bit, because nothing's phasing Rocky right now. Although he's not doing major damage, he's not buzzed in really or anything yet. He's the one landing the better shots. He's the one with the center of the ring. You know, you're losing rounds at a pretty alarming rate. So you need to change something if you're in that Mattice corner. So good body work again by Rocky Hernandez. Oh, good right hand over the top as well. Mattice has a chin, most definitely. Lands a good uppercut of his own there, right hand. Again, another one coming in. Rocky maybe getting caught just the slightest bit here. Slightly better round for Thomas Mattice, but nothing, nothing major. It just hasn't been sat on the ropes as much. Good uppercut by Rocky. Into the last 30 seconds or so of the fourth round here. It's been a bit of a better round for Thomas Mattice, but there's nothing really of note landed. Nothing major's happened in this round so far. The referee stopped the action for a little bit here. I think Rocky got caught with a clash of heads. It's pouring at his eye a little bit. There may be a little bit of a... There's a slight cut for Rocky Hernandez under his right eye. He's pouring at something with his glove. Anyway, the action's back underway. Rocky's got him on the ropes. Not giving Mattice a second to breathe. Here's the end of the fourth round comes. Bit of a closer round for me, that one. Rocky Hernandez is cut under the... Sorry, on the top of his right eye, Rocky has a cut. It's not really anything major. And they should be able to work on it. It's not deep or anything like that. So don't think there'll be anything to worry about here for Rocky. Let me know how you score in the fight, guys. Still a few of you with us, so I appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button as well. We'll be live again tomorrow night, obviously, for Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga. Yeah, there we go. And there you just see a little clash of heads, was it? Yeah, just a little clash of heads, but nothing major, I don't think, in the sense of a cut, which is good. We don't want this one ruined by a cut. Anyway, round 5's underway, not too far off the halfway stage. Rocky pressing forward again at pace. Just like to see a little bit more from Thomas Mattice in these next few rounds. It could potentially be 4 rounds to 0 down here, even though Rocky's not, dominating. He's not, he's not landing anything major or anything like that. But he's the one, with the aggression. He's the one holding the center of the ring. He's the one who's trying to make something happen at least. Mattice has that high guard. He's tasted the Rocky Hernandez power on a couple of occasions, but he's trying to fight with him here in the 5th. He's definitely letting go a little bit more here. Mattice, this is good action in the first minute of the 5th. Rocky's happy to sit down and throw with him, as we know. Good right hand by Mattice. Rocky was walking forwards. He's not hard to fight, Rocky Hernandez. He's going to be there and he's going to be in front of you. So Mattice can, land a few shots here if he's brave and he backs himself. He's trying to work that Hernandez body as well with uppercuts. That shot looks to be there. But now he's back sat on the ropes again. So both men throw simultaneously. Mattice with a left hook to the body, timed by Hernandez over the top, who's got backing him against the ropes now, throwing some serious volume. Mattice needs to get out of there. And he does. Under the 1 minute mark of the 5th round now. Good right hand by Mattice. Hernandez takes it well. These last 2 rounds have definitely been a little bit closer. Mattice has shown a little bit more, but, arguments that Rocky still won them all. So it could potentially be 5 rounds to 0 up after this one. Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. I can see that, Uncle L, for sure. As we approach the end of the 5th round. Again, the last 2 rounds have definitely been closer. So yeah, you've said he lays on the ropes when he spars and set traps. Yeah, most definitely he's going to turn it up. Sparred with Matt Sweetchild, can't wait for this fight. Yeah, definitely. I think I can definitely see what he's trying to do on the ropes for sure. And Rocky is there to be timed on the way in, but you know he needs to turn it up a little bit. I think there's potential for him being 5 rounds to 0 down here. So whether he's planning on a real late onslaught or whether he thinks he can maybe get Rocky out of there late, a Shaki Foster-esque, I don't know. But he's landed some better right hands in these last 2 rounds. He is looking to work the body as well. But yeah, I can definitely see what you mean about setting the traps for sure. Just like to see a little bit more out of him. But maybe he's just figuring things out. There's still plenty of time to go in the fight. We've still got 7 rounds to go here. So yeah, we're entering the 6th, halfway through the fight after this round finishes. Rocky narrowly missing with a right hand over the top. Oh, good 1-2 there by Mattice. He caught Rocky coming in. Rocky took it well. But yeah, more ambition coming from Mattice now. I think we're going to get a bit more of a firefight in the last half of the fight, most definitely. Will Rocky tire a little bit as the fight goes on? He's throwing a lot more volume. Some nice work to the body there by Rocky Hernandez. Mattice throws a left hook as Rocky's coming in, narrowly misses. There's not a lot of really clean headshots that have landed from either fighter so far. Been a couple. Oh, good right over the top by Rocky. Again, another good shot, but Mattice takes it well. It's very good chin. This guy's never been stopped, so Rocky's going to have to find his best if he wants to get rid of him in this one, I think. Under the 1 minute mark then in the 6th, so we'll be halfway through the fight in a minute's time. I'm expecting business to really pick up in the second half of this fight when both men get a little bit more tired. There's going to be more holes. There's going to be more cracks in both fighters. Good shot by Mattice coming in there. Narrowly missed with a big uppercut, but he did catch a little bit of in Rocky's face with a bit of blood on it now, obviously with the cut. Still doesn't look too bad, the cut, but, he's definitely bleeding from his eye. Looks like he's bleeding on both sides of his face. Yeah, Rocky's face is actually chewing up a little bit now, so this should be interesting. Halfway through the fight now in not too long. Beautiful right hand by Mattice. He's definitely more in this fight now, and you can couple that with Rocky's face being a bit of a mess. I think we've got a bit of a game on for the last 6 rounds here. Good shot by Mattice. Yeah, interesting. Definitely give that round to Mattice there. Landed some good shots, and then Rocky's face becoming a bit of a mess. I think we're going to have an interesting 6 rounds here. Let me know how you score in the fight, guys, at the halfway stage. I've got it 4-2 to Rocky Hernandez. Gave him the first 4, and I've given Mattice the next 2. Mattice definitely has improved things in these last couple of rounds. Like Uncle L said in the chat, potentially setting traps on the ropes. Having a little look at this eye of Rocky, but doesn't look too bad, to be honest with you. Looks like he may have a cut on the bridge of his nose as well. So he's going through a few little cuts here, Rocky. But we're underway in the second half of the fight here. Oh no, stopped the fight. Rocky's been stopped on a cut. No, Mattice is jumping around. So it's no more for the fight's over anyway, but Mattice is celebrating and the referee's told him not to celebrate anymore. So I don't know if they're giving this some kind of no contest in the end, but most definitely the doctors waived it just as the sixth was about to, just as they were about to start the seventh round. It looks like this one may be over. Obviously, I'm not allowed to play any volume, so keep me up to date in the comments about what's going on. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, Uncle Alye's in great shape. Matisse, yeah. That's very unfortunate. The cut is right on the top of his eyelid there, though, so I can understand why they've stopped it. But Matisse doesn't look overly happy himself. He was about to start celebrating wildly, and then the referee told him no. So I'm assuming that he knows the outcome of the fight already. Assuming it's not going to be a positive one for himself, or either Rocky Hernandez could potentially get a rematch going on for this one here. But we should know in the next few minutes how they've given this one. But that cut is just it's half an inch above his actual eyeball, so I can see how it's actually quite rare that you could even get a cut there. Soft where the cut is on his eye, so it's clearly a bad one. It's a very rare cut as well. But his gloves are coming off. The fight's most definitely not going to continue. And it was caused by a clash of heads. So there you go. If it was caused by a punch, I gather things would be very different. But Thomas Mattice can have no complaints with that. He didn't cause the cut with his punches or anything like that. You know, it's a shame because the winner probably was going to be in line for a world championship fight after this. So I don't know if they're going to run it back at some point. You know, does it get another headline in Mexico? Does it go on an undercard or something like that? But a very frustrating night for both fighters, especially Rocky Hernandez, who was probably ahead in the fight at the time. You know, Mexican Independence Day weekend headlining in Mexico. You know, a lot on the line going on here, and stopped on a cut essentially. So we'll wait for the official confirmation of the result. But there's no real celebration going on in the Matisse corner after the referee spoke to him. So I think he knows that this is going to be ruled a no decision. Yeah, he's very animated, Matisse. I don't really know what he's complaining about too much, though. The cut was definitely caused by a clash of heads. So they're in the center of the ring now, going to be giving out some form of a decision on this one. Let me know what you want to see next, guys. Do you want to see a rematch between these two? Do you want to see one of them move on potentially to a different fight? You know, you can sign me up if Shaki Foster beats Hobson Conceição. I would love to see the rematch between himself and Hernandez. But maybe he needs to get this one done. Yeah, unfortunately, Uncle Elliot, part of the game, the head clash. It's just a very rare part of the eye that he's actually got the gash on, isn't it? Rocky Hernandez, the soft part of the eyelid. Normally you'd see it on like the harder part, but part of the game, absolutely, unfortunately. So let's see what they actually read out here. Well, you may have to tell me if I've got 4 of you with me at the moment, so you may have to inform me because, well, there you go. Rocky Hernandez has had his arm raised here. He's won on a technical decision, as he after being ahead before the fight was stopped due to a cut. Well, it says on the DAZN that he's won by unanimous decision. So he's clearly ahead on all the cards, and with the fight being stopped due to a head clash, Rocky Hernandez has been given the decision after 6 rounds. We never like to see that, really. Unanimous decision in 6 rounds for a scheduled 12-rounder. But I guess that's it then. So Rocky Hernandez does win his official Matchroom debut, and he wins at home on Mexican Independence Day weekend. But definitely not the way in which he would have wanted to win. He's gonna take the microphone here and probably say a few words, but yeah, that would have been an incredible last 6 rounds there. It would have been fascinating to see what happened because Mattice definitely was coming back into the fight. Yeah, it's just an anticlimax. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the chat. But yeah, it just feels a bit of a sour taste in the mouth there. I'd love to see the yes, Uncle Al. So Rocky got the cut. It was caused in the 3rd round, I think it was, via a clash of heads. It didn't look too bad at first, but when they actually showed the camera, it was quite bad. It was right just above his actual eyelashes on the lid of his eye. So it did look a bad one. But so Rocky got the cut. The fight was stopped by the doctor in the corner, and then somebody on a microphone now that's probably explaining the procedure of what happened. But I'm unable to play audio. But Rocky Hernandez has been awarded a unanimous decision. The graphic said on DAZN. So yeah, I'm not really, just a bit of confusion going on here. I'm not really too sure what's happened, to be honest, but the referee went straight over to Mattice afterwards, and Mattice started celebrating initially, thinking he'd won via a stoppage, and then the referee explained something to him, and then his celebration stopped very quickly. And then we got to the center, and David Diamante started reading his cards, and all of a sudden came up that Hernandez has won a unanimous decision, and they're raising his arm. So yeah, I don't really know. We've got a guy standing in the middle of the ring with a notebook writing loads of things down. He's the one that can't continue. He should not get the win. I actually completely agree with that. Yeah, even though it was caused by a clash of heads, so Mattice probably shouldn't have got the win either, in my opinion. But probably should have just been ruled a technical draw or whatever it was. Don't really get the decision thing. It's 6 rounds of 12 complete. So I'd love to know what this guy is doing in the middle of the ring, writing all this stuff down on a notepad. Seems quite bizarre. But Rocky Hernandez is doing his post-fight interview anyway. They'll definitely not run that back. Then if they've given the win to Rocky, they'll probably move him on to a world title fight now. No doubt Eddie will be trying to bring something to Mexico, or Eddie's got Josh Warrington challenging for the IBF Super Featherweight Championship if he can get a win over Anthony Cacace next weekend at Wembley. Obviously Sugar Nunes is the mandatory for that, but I'm not convinced Sugar Nunes can keep making 130. I think we'll see him at lightweight before too long. Yeah, celebrations now going on in the Rocky Hernandez corner, but yeah, it just leaves a little bit of a weird taste in the mouth, this one. They keep showing the replay. It's as clear a head clash as a head clash can be on the replay. It really is. Rocky was pouring at the cut straight away as soon as it happened. Clearly is in a bit of pain from it as well. But they've just shown an uppercut that Mattice threw. Okay, that's interesting. So I think I can't hear them, but I think what they're alluding to is when the cut first happened, it wasn't too bad, and then Mattice has landed a perfectly timed uppercut with Rocky Hernandez coming in. He's hit the cut and it's made it way worse. So that's probably the angle that they're going down now. Okay, it wasn't too bad, and then Mattice landed a beautiful shot, and the cuts got way worse. But ultimately, I guess it was caused by a clash of heads. So yeah, I'm not really too sure about it. Uncle L, yeah, they're ruining boxing. Yeah, it's a strange drama. Couldn't imagine Canelo and Berlanga ending like that tomorrow night. If I'm being honest with you, I just think just a bit of a weird one. But yeah, there wasn't too many people in the arena for this fight or anything like that. So yeah, a bit of a strange one, but I'll wrap this one up there, guys. That was the live watch along to Rocky Hernandez and Thomas Mattice. It ends in a 6-round unanimous decision for Rocky Hernandez, something I never thought I'd be saying, something that you just don't see. But anyway, it happened. It was caused a clash. A head clash caused a cut to Rocky, so he couldn't continue after the 6th round at the halfway stage. Mattice can probably feel a little bit hard done to. If we're being honest, he did start coming into the fight after that. But we'll see what happens now at super featherweight for Rocky Hernandez. I'd imagine they'll move him back towards a world title fight. Obviously, keep building him in Mexico on these matchroom shows. Be back tomorrow night with the guys. The three of us will be live for Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga. Should be a fun one. We'll go live probably from either the Rolly fight or the Caleb Plant fight, and we'll go the whole way through to the final bell of the Canelo Alvarez fight. Please hit the subscribe button. Big shout out to